I've used traditional chain oil for years. It's quick, familiar, and easy. But lately I've seen more riders switch to hot wax. So let's try it out and see what happens. I'm starting with a proper clean. I'm using an ultrasonic cleaner so that the chain is free from oil and dirt as much as possible before beginning the waxing. The ultrasonic cleaner uses high frequency sound waves to create tiny little bubbles. These bubbles get created and destroyed in a process called cavitation. It does an awesome job of scrubbing dirt and grease off stuff. You should give it a try if you haven't done this before.
A few moments later.
This process takes about 10 minutes. I use heated water to help the process run a little faster. It looks pretty good at this point. I think I'll just give it a rinse to get rid of the degreaser. Some of you might be wondering why I'm using plastic containers and not putting it directly into the ultrasonic cleaner. This is just merely to make it easier to clean later. The ultrasonic cleaner is actually quite loud. I've muted this quite considerably for your ears. It's amazing how much dirt came out in the rinse cycle. I'm using Silica's Secret Chain Blend Hot Wax, but I'm sure there's plenty of others out there. I'll be heating this in the ultrasonic cleaner as well. It's something that's quite difficult to get the temperatures up above 80 degrees, which is required for this. I cheated at this point and used boiling water from a kettle.
A few moments later. A few moments later.
Amazingly, not all the wax had melted at this point, but it's clearly liquid enough for this to work. I used the ultrasonic cleaner again here to make sure the wax really got into all the pins, rollers, and inner plates of the chain. For those of you without an ultrasonic cleaner, I'm sure the job would be, most of the way there without it. This is probably a bit overkill. With moments to cool, you can see that it's actually quite stiff now, as you can imagine if it's covered in any sort of wax. All I have to do now is put the chain back on the bike. As I'm doing this, it was a little bit stiff at first, but as the chain went around, it freed up. Of course, doing this on camera, I had to stuff this up a few times. Always pays to do things slowly. The bike's a bit wobbly on the stand today. I didn't center it. But the quick link is in place. We'll just turn it over a few times just to make sure everything looks good. First few winds seemed a little bit stiff, but at this point now it's all free and no different to if I'd oiled the bike. After a few hundred kilometers, the bike seems to operate just as well as if I'd oiled it, but it still looks very clean at this point. Well, so far so good. What do you think, guys? Was this a good idea or a bad idea? Leave your comments below.